All right, guys. Now we're working on the bed system, and I'll show you what I'm doing here in a second. But what I want to be able to do is mount a brace along the windowsill here. And as it turns out, they've had screws in here that held the little armrest in place. It was pretty flimsy. But what I plan on doing is mounting a steel L bracket here, this side, that side, and that side, so there's three of them, and then the shelf will fit on that. There'll be another L bracket that goes from basically here straight out, and the counter will sit between them. And so that's what I'm working on now. And so what I'm doing, I'm using my little drill press here. I set up a little jig, so there's a fence here held into place with a couple of brackets so that I can actually just set this thing here, and I've got a line drawn that's about the distance I wanted to match where those holes were, and that's where there's a little tab of metal that comes out from the side of the van that I'll be able to screw into. It'll be pretty sturdy, quite sturdy with all these anyways. And so that's the plan, and I'm just working on drilling all these holes, and it'll turn out like this one here, as you can see that. And then I clean these up, and you can see out there, and then I paint them. And I will have all the braces put in temporarily, and to measure out these, actually what I'm going to do is I'm going to mount from here with a little bracket that comes out just a tiny bit, and that bracket's going to go along there, and then the same on this side. Can actually mount right to this. There's actually a structural part of the van that comes down right here, and I'll be able to mount into that. And then I've got these, which I'll tie into likely, and then footings along the way, and then some tie-ins with the shelf to keep it all sturdy. And that's how the bed system will go in. See my ice box back there, trying to figure out where I'm going to put that. Kind of big. Anyways, we'll catch you back in a minute. Okay, a little update here. So they look like a mess. It is. Oh, let's get in here. Okay, so just from the front, you can see these are the brackets I put in to put the shelves on. They're going to bolt in all the way through here. All stainless steel bolts going along. So both those, and then this side I actually put in a insert to run and a bolt directly to the body of the van there, and that will be the one pivot point there. And then this is going to come up here. That's going to be my one side of the shelf and the bed railing for the bed slide out, and that's where it comes out. So now I just need to measure out the legs and then the distance that the shelf will take up. All right, guys, after making quite a mess and working on the bed frame, I've got about a little over half of it done. Let me just show you what I've done here. So this is the bed frame over here on this side, and let me just kind of show you really quick what it is. And so we've got, let's see if you can see this, it's bolted into the side of the van here. That's the beginning of a shelf that's coming out here. This is, you can see this stop right here. This is the end of a queen size bed that'll pull out along this rail, and then it's tied in again on this side. And we've got a shelf built in here. We'll put a wood shelf in, and it'll have a little bit of a tray to it, and so you can store little things there. And then it is tied in. This is the old seatbelt brace, and so it's tied in here with a 2-inch strap, L bracket, a 1-inch square tube down to the floor, and that goes actually through the subfloor into the body of the van, and it is as solid as a rock. And then it gets bolted all the way back here at the end, back into the body of the van, which comes all the way out to the side here, and I've got a small spacer behind there. And so the permanent part of the bed will be back here at the back part, and then up to just midship of the wheel well here, and then the slide out portion starts right here and then slides the rest of the way out. So it's a 3-foot slide, and then the whole bed sits back. And this is the second part. I've got to finish that one up, but at least it's only one of these. This actually took a couple of times because it turns out I was thinking the wall of the van would be straight, and so I put it all together thinking it was straight, and of course it's not, so I had to take it back apart again. And at least it's metal. You can just cut it back apart and weld it back together. So that's what I did, and we'll finish up this side, and we'll put in the bed cross members and see what it looks like. All right, so I got the let's see here the framing for the bed slide out done. So this one's installed, and I worked on the second one, and we've got that out here painting right now, and that's what it looks like. Just getting it ready to go in. That goes on the second side, or the right side of the van, and we'll put that in next. It doesn't look like I've done much. Never does. All right, behind me I've got the bed system completed. Actually, a couple of cool ideas for you. I'm going to start on the top next, so if you haven't done so already, hit that subscribe button and whatever that bell icon thing down there to ring that bell, and that will motivate me more to do some more. But let me show you the bed system. Kind of unique. So this is it fully extended, and let me go inside and show you guys here. So I did a couple of interesting things. I've seen some people do different techniques of this to keep the slides from to slide properly through, and I covered it in a piece of I'm not sure if that's Teflon or plastic that is bolted underneath the slats on the rear set, so that when I slide this forward, so I've got this, I can just grab it. So I can't really do it with one hand, but I ain't gonna do it. I'll do it anyways. So anyways, slide it in, and then it slides into just basically a couch there, and that works out pretty easily. Super easy with two hands. With one hand, not quite as easy, but anyways, you can always use two hands. And on the slats, they have these little ties that tie it all together, and that kind of helps them stay in place. You can slide these right back out and come in any position you want, and then slide the bed right back out into its full extended position. Pretty cool. The plastic piece, just so that these slides don't slide down in between the slats don't slide down between the two rails as you slide it forward. That was sort of my solution. Plastic is probably more expensive than plywood. Could have just used plywood, I suppose. Yeah, that one little piece of plastic right there was $80. Holy smokes. Anyways, it should last a long time. And that is the bed system in the van. So next we're going to start on, if you stay tuned for next week we start this top. I've already prepped it for paint. We're just waiting for a cool enough day to paint it out here. As you can see, we've got the solar panel mounts ready to go, so we'll show you painting the top, add in the solar panels, possibly put it in the battery, and the hooking up the refrigerator. So stay tuned next time, subscribe, hit that bell button. See ya.